Order in the court. Miss Ahsoka Tano, you have been found guilty of having a well-written, emotionally rich, and narratively satisfying arc throughout your animated tenure. As punishment, you are hereby sentenced to appear in no less than 5 live-action Star Wars projects, all under the creative jurisdiction of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
But, Your Honor, with all due respect, I know she broke the Star Wars law, but is this not cruel and unusual?
Her actions have given us no choice.
But she's had an arc. She grew. She matured. People liked her. What if her head looks weird or her actress moves like she's in her 90s?
Then that means our system works. Let this be a lesson, Cad Bane, Ezra Bridger, Captain Rex, that if you dare break our precious laws on becoming beloved Star Wars characters, you will face the consequences.
My client, I'm so sorry. Oh, you've already grown so stoic. Look, I finally got the Star Wars Coca-Cola collaboration and got the only bottle, Ray.
I was going to say, it's not showing up on the camera either. I'm super pissed because they did not do it in Diet Coke. And I'm not going to drink regular Coke. So I'm just living vicariously through everybody else.
I mean, I don't know what you have against Coke Zero because, not to open this debate, but Coke Zero is definitely better than Diet Coke. But I'm just pissed off about the whole collaboration in general because all the, like, if you get a 12-pack, they're all the same character. They have limited characters on like full sugar Coke and Coke Zero, and all they had at the store was Ray because for some reason people are scalping them and selling them online. It's like, it's a fucking Coca-Cola bottle. Drink it and then put it on your fucking shelf. If not, don't sell it. It's not going to sell for much.
Or be crazy like me, and I was in my car and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get one and I'll just never drink it and I'll just put it on my shelf completely full. And then it'll like separate after like 10 years and it'll be disgusting and I'll have to throw it away. But I was like, but if I see an Ahsoka one, I might get it.
Yeah. I mean, there's characters I want and it's cool to display, but I'm too much of a Coke Zero fiend, so I can't have them on my shelf without drinking them. But in honesty, they just totally dropped the ball with that Star Wars Coca-Cola collaboration. And maybe I'm already feeling cynical today because I'm a little hungover, but we're talking about something else that Lucasfilm has been dropping the ball with: animation to live action, translations. These characters that started in animation like the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, and moved on into live action. Can I be honest? It's one of my least favorite trends of the new era of Star Wars. Like back when it was first happening and there was rumors of Ahsoka's going to appear in The Mandalorian, Bo-Katan, it was like, oh my God, like it was so exciting. And now if I hear an animated character is coming into live action, especially one I like, then I'm like, oh God, please don't. Like, please stay away from that character. I mean,
literally, me and Asajj Ventress. I do not want to see her in live action ever at this point.
Right. They've just completely dropped the ball, I feel like. So I'm excited to talk about that. I guess as excited as you can be. There's some where they're really good, but then there's other examples where it's just like, what were they thinking here? And I know a lot of Star Wars fans feel the same way because it's, you know, drawn up a lot of controversy over the years since this started actually happening.
Well, I'm very excited to hear your opinions on it because I feel like we've talked about the Ahsoka series characters a lot, but there's other characters on this list that I feel like we haven't really talked about a ton. So I'm very interested to get into it. And 100%. I guess start with the lady of the hour, Lady Tano, if you may.
Yes, Ahsoka. So I think we both are in agreement here. Like you said, we've talked about this before. For me, I don't think Ahsoka should even be above F tier. I might be swinging too hard, but I do not like live action Ahsoka. It does not feel like the same character. The montrals, the look of the character, the makeup, it's improved over time. Like, don't get me wrong. I would never say that the Ahsoka we saw in The Mandalorian compares to the one that we saw in the Ahsoka series. It's gotten better, but I just don't even think Rosario Dawson is a good Ahsoka outside of looking like her. But looking like her doesn't mean you can act like her.
Does she really look like her, though?
I mean,
at this point, I've seen better. I've seen better fan casts.
True. Better fan casts, better cosplays.
Better cosplays.
I don't know. What would you put Ahsoka in? Do you think it's as bad as F? Because I know we've talked about it. I know we don't like it. I think that's clear.
Well, I don't hate it, but I don't prefer it. And I think the biggest thing that doesn't get talked about as much is I hate her pants. I hate her parachute pants so
Right.
much. And I know they're supposed to be in like a traditional
Samurai
style
type deal, yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started on the way she wields that damn
Samurai.
lightsaber. I'm gonna. I wouldn't say F. I want to say B.
B? Okay. D is the highest I'm willing to put it because I was like for a second like, okay, maybe I am swinging a little hard. There's definitely characters that are worse than the Ahsoka live action translation, but
You know what?
I just feel like the performance is the biggest thing here.
Okay, well, if we're basing it on performance, yeah, it's not very Ahsoka. I think the closest we've gotten to the Ahsoka from animation in live action is Ahsoka the White. And even then, that was just like in that one episode. So
Right.
we'll put it in D and we'll piss everybody off right from the start.
Oh, well. I love how you said that the best one you think is Ahsoka the White. I was going to say that the best live action Ahsoka I think we got is Jecki from The Acolyte.
Okay, yeah, that's very true.
Well, we have Bo-Katan now. She was the first one that appeared in the new Disney Plus era, one of the first translations. And honestly, I really like Bo-Katan in live action. I really like Katie Sackhoff as playing the character, and I don't know if it's just because it's the same actress that makes it feel so cohesive, but
Totally.
the only real issue I have with Bo-Katan is that wig that she wore in
That
season 2.
Season 2 Party
City
City
wig, yeah.
shake and go nasty ass wig.
Right.
Ugh. I was
What
like,
were they
get that
thinking?
woman a lace front or something, or at
Right.
least attach her hair to her headband. Like, don't. It was bad.
Yeah,
Season 2 Bo-Katan was
100%.
bad. The portrayal of Bo-Katan, Katie Sackhoff did amazing, and we
Mm-hmm.
have to point out the fact that, like we said, she played her in animation, not only in
Right.
Clone Wars but also in Rebels. And
Yeah.
let me just say that I'm glad that they stuck closer to her Clone Wars appearance than her Rebels non-Botoxed forehead appearance.
Yeah, I mean, Rebels, that's just the art style, really. I mean,
She looks like me. She looks like me, old and tired.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Honestly, thinking about it, I'm almost willing to put her in S. If the only issue I have is her hair that they eventually fixed,
Well,
then what do they have wrong with her? Do you have cons?
no, but I know one of the big cons is boob armor. A lot of people hate the boob armor for some reason because it's not like historically accurate or doesn't make sense. That was a weird thing that happened with these Mandalorians in live action and like her
Like-
and Koska Reeves.
So, like you're saying that in animation it was like flatter? Is that the issue, or you mean like
No,
historical
people
in sense of like armor throughout
just-
history?
throughout history, and there's been like things that they've proven that like having contoured armor around like a female chest, like it's not actually protective. That's the only gripe that I heard. It's so weird and so niche. So, but I wanted to bring it up because that I remember it being like a big thing with her,
Right.
Koska Reeves. Not so much with Sabine, but her armor's completely different than all the other Mandalorians anyway.
Right. I mean, like, the difference is that the animated characters don't have. Obviously, Katie Sackhoff has boobs.
Yeah.
They have to implement that into the costume. You know what I mean? So
No, I have
don't
no
know.
problem
I
with
don't
it
hate
at
it.
all. I think it
Yeah.
looks fine, and it's not like there's. I don't think they're like sexualizing her in any way by
Right.
having that like contour to her chest. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think it's S tier.
S tier. Well, we're the only ones in the room, so S tier it is. Well, this next one is your favorite character, so
Yeah, so this is a really fun one because I love Tera Sinube. You know that. Anybody that subscribes to my channel or listens to us knows that. And with Tera Sinube, I'm very sad that what we did get of him in live action was
just
him
dead.
encased in a tomb on the Fortress Inquisitorius. It was heartbreaking for me. I was so sad seeing that. However, the live action interpretation of him, so fucking good.
Especially
I-
the one that the artist released, like the artist that
Yes.
actually designed him. We got to see everything, even the lightsaber, which is funny because it's like, why did they have that poor artist design all of that? Just to have him in a fucking coffin, basically. But
Yeah.
I think
What do you
Tera
think about it?
Sinube, I think he has the benefit of not having to speak, not having to move. So by
Mm-hmm.
default, he's S tier because we can only look at his looks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my opinion, S tier. They didn't
Yeah,
can't go wrong with just a image, basically, of the character.
I would have loved seeing him in the Kenobi series being like, the what the fuck does he say? He's like, the thing about going slow is blah blah blah. I should know this. I'm gonna judge myself, but that would have been hilarious. I think
Well,
it would have
according to our
worked.
comments, we're fake fans anyways.
Oh,
So.
let me go back to watching anime, according to the comments.
No, but I mean, I'm hopeful that in the future they do bring him back because we know that Star Wars, especially in animation, they reuse those assets all the time. Where it's like, okay, we had Ryloth in the Clone Wars, we have all that saved to our files, so we'll bring it back in the Bad Batch.
Well,
So,
and they even did bring him back for Tales of the Jedi, so they've
true.
already done it once. So I'm ready
Very
to see
true.
him again with some voice lines.
Right. Exactly. Well, this next one, the character obviously did not start in animation. It's Anakin Skywalker. But this
Mm-hmm.
costume, his Clone Wars costume that he wore in the 2008 series, transferred into live action in the Ahsoka series. That's the next one we're going to talk about. And this might make me sound crazy, might make me sound like the most nitpicky Star Wars fan ever. F tier. Simply because the costume is very, very inaccurate. When you look at the costume, you may think, oh, it's not that bad. It looks like 2008 Clone Wars, right? But you have to remember, 2008 Clone Wars was stylized. It had
Mm-hmm.
a language, basically, that the designs spoke, that you
Mm-hmm.
take a live action counterpart and then put it into an animation. There's different design things that have to stay consistent so that it's obviously the same thing. So basically, Anakin's costume in the Clone Wars is meant to be an extension of what he wore in Attack of the Clones. So that maroon
Mm-hmm.
cloth he's wearing, that's meant to be that like brownish undershirt pants that he
Yeah.
wears in Attack of the Clones. That blue cloth that they have in the show, that's meant to be his leather that he wears in Attack of the Clones. It's not meant to be cloth. And the chest plate that's meant to be armor, like it literally looks like stone in the show, it's leather. So it's very, very inaccurate. Does it look correct? Yes. But it's not accurate at all to the design language that the Clone Wars specifically set up. And so for that reason, I put it in F tier because it just pisses me off. Especially when
Clearly.
you have Dave Filoni working on, like, Dave Filoni invented the fucking language that all of a sudden he can't speak.
I didn't really have an opinion on this because
Mm.
I was just like, yeah, looks like the colors that it was in the show, so it looks good. But you're right. It looks clothy, and it doesn't
Mhm.
even look like Jedi robes, and definitely not leather. And that
Mhm.
chest piece to me, it looks like rubber.
Mhm.
Like a
Yeah.
very thin like rubber or like latex or something. I don't know. I don't like it. So I
Yeah.
don't really care. I think that it looked fine in the show, but then I'm like, why did they decide to be like, let's make it just like this cartoon instead of like,
You know why? Because Hot Toys, you know, the Hot Toy collectibles,
yeah.
they made a live action version of Anakin and Obi-Wan back in the day, like I think around 2018.
Mm-hmm.
When they went to design the costume for the Ahsoka series, they didn't base it off of Attack of the Clones or even the Clone Wars. They based it off of that Hot Toys, and you can literally see Shauna, the costume designer, holding that picture in the behind the scenes of Ahsoka.
I mean, Shauna cooked on a lot of shows, but I don't know what happened behind
With
the scenes of the
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka series.
Yeah, there's not some great ones. But like to be fair to her, it's like there should have been someone that, because there's multiple people that worked on the Clone Wars that knew, Dave Filoni himself knew these things. Someone could have said, "Hey, there's like a design language that we have here, so you don't have to invent this costume from scratch."
I
But
love this. We're gonna sit here and contradict ourselves back and forth between characters. Just put him in F tier. I don't care. I'm not like
yeah,
emotionally attached to it, so it's whatever.
well, clearly I'm
Um,
very emotionally attached.
that's okay. That's because we love Star Wars, so we get emotional about it.
Exactly.
Here's another character that I feel like slayed in live action, and I think going back to Tera Sinube would get the Zeb treatment in live action. I love Zeb in live action. Honestly, one of the characters I was, if not the character, I was most worried about seeing translated into live action, but they actually didn't go the cheap route, and they put the time and effort into making him look good, making him translate well. I know one of the big things is his eyes. We've seen Lasats in live action between Jaro Tapal in Jedi Fallen Order, and he had creepy human eyes, which didn't match Zeb in Rebels, who just had like green sclera eyes and with a pupil. And they did kind of a combination of the two with Zeb, and I think it works extremely well. For me, Zeb is S tier.
I agree. I 100% agree. There's some things like his hands are different, but I think that that's because they obviously have to do motion capture with a human being, which is Steve Bloom, the actor for Zeb in Rebels.
Oh, I didn't know that. I love that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know he
did. You at least know
mocap
he voiced him? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. To be fair, it is easier to translate an animated character into CGI live action. Like, I think that that's why Tera Sinube works so well. And then Zeb. Yeah, I was really surprised when we saw Zeb. I was like, okay, yeah, this is amazing. So I totally agree.
And the way he just like creeped into the scene too and like caught us all off guard. And in The Mandalorian of all shows.
I know.
Like
literally because they had no room for him in Ahsoka apparently. So they were like, well, we have to get him in there somewhere. But it's okay. We know he's in season 2. We know he's going to be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which is crazy to me. Like, if you told me 10 years ago when I was watching Rebels that Zeb would be a prominent character in a live-action Star Wars movie, I'd probably slap you in the face and be like, you're a fake time traveler. So
it's the world between worlds. It's not time travel.
True. Well, this next one is, like you said, I'm going to contradict myself because Ezra, right? Does his costume look the same? No. Does the character look 100% like him? I don't know. I think some people think Amon Esfandi looks more like Ezra than I do. But here's the thing. For me, that makes Ezra at least A tier. The performance. Amon Esfandi is Ezra. They literally found Ezra Bridger in real life and were like, come play him here. So literally anything he does makes up for that. You know what I mean? Like his entire performance is so Ezra Bridger while also adding in that layer of like, it's been 10 years. And that's also another reason why I think, you know, they get away with costume and stuff. And they had his Rebels version. That's the picture that's on this tier list. That is butt ugly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's not meant to be that.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say, I hate this Rebels jacket in live action. I don't know 100%. What it is. It makes Amon Esfandi's head look very small and his body look very gigantic. And I'm like, did they just like put his head on a body? Is that even him? I don't know.
Right.
Something about it doesn't look right.
He's meant to be a 14-year-old. And they didn't get a different actor or anything. They just had Amon Esfandi play 14-year-old Ezra.
Okay, I didn't even think about that part. So yeah, that is a complete failure for me. I mean, if we are talking and taking performance into it, I definitely say A because it's not exact and it's not bad. It's actually very good. I think we need more though. We've gotten so little.
Yeah, but we know we're getting more and I'm excited. Like I said, Amon Esfandi, like in terms of getting a new actor to play a character is definitely the best.
Oh my god. Remember when Star Wars found like unknown people and they created really great characters?
Can I tell you a funny story about Amon Esfandi?
It's our podcast, of course.
I knew that he was playing Ezra Bridger before anybody else besides people that worked on Ahsoka and then a few other Star Wars creators. So basically,
I was going to say how.
So basically at Star Wars Celebration, one of my friends was there at the Ahsoka panel, and this was like, they were like 3 weeks into filming season 1 or something like that. And basically the costume designer is sitting next to my friend and spills everything to him.
Oh my god.
I will not say who this friend is so I don't get them in trouble, but literally showed him a picture of Amon Esfandi, the test footage that you see in the behind the scenes of Ahsoka. He saw that. And he saw Sabine. He saw that she had a loth cat on her arm. Like, he literally said all these things. He told me Ezra has a blue lightsaber in the Ahsoka series. And I was like, this guy's lying. And he told me Amon Esfandi was playing him. I look up Amon Esfandi. Dude's
You're
been
like, who
in
the
like,
fuck is that?
right, he's been in like one indie movie, and he's like an aspiring musician. And I was like, okay, this guy looks like Ezra. But the reason I knew that it was correct is because I went to his following. And mind you, he had 700 followers at the time. Ooh. 700. I go to his following. He's following Natasha Liu Bordizzo, who plays Sabine in the show. And they already announced that she was playing her. Yeah. So it was like, oh shit, it's true. And then I followed Amon. A week later, he was no longer following Natasha. And I like to think that he went to set someday and was like, Dave Filoni, who is this SWE Austin guy? Is he testing me? Or like... So yeah, that's my Amon Esfandi Ezra Bridger story. I wonder if he remembers or knows, but I hope I didn't give him a heart attack.
I mean, I'm sure he's doing just fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, this brings us to...
Oh, God.
I'm like, how am I going to set this up? This brings us to another character from Star Wars Rebels, who was played by someone completely different in live action.
Yes.
Played okay.
Yeah.
A little silly, less fearsome.
Yeah.
And his head looked like a volleyball. So oh God, I kind of hate the Grand Inquisitor in live action.
Why do you even have to think about this? Like, because it's F tier at the end. It's the worst live action translation of all of them. It's the worst.
It is pretty bad.
It's the worst. There's the character of the Grand Inquisitor and the other Powans literally are known for their elongated heads. They have very freakishly long heads. So why is the Grand Inquisitor in live action dressed like Humpty Dumpty, or like you said, a volleyball? Like, what the
with
actual
makeup.
Fuck?
With makeup on. Don't forget, because it didn't look like his skin. It looked like he got up and did his eye makeup.
Right, like his powdered wig like got on his face or something. Like, it's fucking atrocious. It's very bad. And I remember when they showed him in the trailer, and it was like,
and he didn't. They hadn't even like CG'd his eyes or anything yet. We were like, oh my God, this man.
Remember when we saw him in the trailer, the Grand Inquisitor, and then everybody was like, guys, don't hold on. He looks bad because he has to have stunt scenes in live action, and you can't have all this heavy prosthetic makeup if he's going to have lightsaber duels.
And then he had no lightsaber duels.
In fact, they fucking killed him.
Yeah,
they killed a character that has a canonical death.
And then yeah,
of course, they had to write him back in, but...
And the worst part about it is just like, why did they even include him at that point? Because he served no... I guess it was just so they could be like, Reva's the new Grand Inquisitor for like 3 seconds.
Right. Ugh,
I don't want to get into... I'm not getting into the Kenobi series. The Inquisitors...
It's F tier. Yeah. I don't know who saw this and was like, oh, absolutely. And you brought up how he's played by a different actor. Jason Isaacs voices him in Rebels and has a long-ass face. I don't mean to say that. Like, I'm not bullying him. But he has the Grand Inquisitor's head. And he's a live-action actor as well. I'm sure it was scheduling conflicts, but like...
And don't forget, and I'll try to find it so we can put it in the video, the concept art of Jason Isaacs as a Grand Inquisitor in live action. Yep, it exists. They've scrubbed it. They've scrubbed it from the internet at this point, but there's still a couple places you can find it. And let me tell you, it looks way better than whatever that was in Kenobi.
100%. So
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. This next one is Huyang, the droid from Clone Wars. You know, this one's easy. It's a droid. All they had to do was build the droid in live action. I'm sure there's someone out there like Cobalt who made this tier list. Shout out to Cobalt, by the way. Thank you. I got all my live action animation translation knowledge from Cobalt. But I'm sure there's like screws that are out of place or whatever on Huyang, but that looks like Huyang to me. Voiced by David Tennant. It's S tier by default. You can't even mess it up.
Yeah, I thought he was done really well, and honestly, I would put him behind Bo-Katan.
True.
Because think about
I
the
forgot
action
that we
scenes.
had to like put it in actual order.
I know.
Maybe we shouldn't do that for this episode. Maybe we should just put them up there. Unless you want to. I'm down for whatever. But I feel like it might get more complicated.
I was only doing it because I thought you were going to force me to. So I was mentally preparing.
Yeah, because everyone knows in the other episodes I did force you to do that. But there's so many. They're all on the same level.
we gotta find some B's and C's in here.
I know. Well, that's the thing. They're either
coming.
Completely horrible or like the best ever.
You know what? We're getting to them.
That's true. This next one didn't start off in animation, but he's from a comic. Black Krrsantan was in the Bounty Hunter comics and then moved into live action in Book of Boba Fett. I remember being very interested about that. Again, there's not much to like. It's not hard to translate. We know what Wookiees look and sound like in live action, and all you have to do is take the picture of him and make the costume of that. So like, I don't know. I don't have any gripes, so I guess that makes an S tier, right?
The hard part was out of the way is they've already done Wookiees in live action. So then they just had to make this Wookiee. And he's like a bulkier Wookiee. And he's got like some locks going on. He's got some cool armor going on. And they even did the scarring that he got in the comic. I think it's from Obi-Wan who gives him the scars on his head.
You're correct.
So I think that Black Krrsantan was great, and he looked very formidable. Completely different demeanor than like Chewbacca, obviously, who's more of like a fun-loving best friend. Black Krrsantan, you look at him the wrong way, he'll literally pull your arm out. We saw it.
I will say, I don't want to spend too much time on this character that obviously neither of us actually care that much about. But if I want to stay consistent with my logic, I might have to dock him down just because his story is not they don't really take his comic backstory into account in the show because
that's true.
They act like him and Boba Fett just met, as if they're not both on the cover of all these bounty hunter comics having missions together. Like when Boba Fett says to him, "Take it from me, ex-bounty hunter." Like, bitch, he knows that. He fought alongside you. And that's my issue with Jon Favreau bringing in these characters that he doesn't know nothing about. He just sees the look of them and is like, oh, cool, let's put him in there.
They're picking out of the action figure toy box. Yeah, put him in A tier for that reason, because you're right. And they didn't give him really anything to do other than just be a brute.
Exactly. I'm interested about this next one to hear what you think, because I remember when Kanan first showed up and there was like this, well, when we watched the show, nobody saw Kanan. It wasn't until you saw online that someone zoomed in and saw that there was a picture of him on the dashboard. He is Freddie Prinze Jr., but what's funny about this picture is that when I first saw it, I thought that it was just like Sabine drew him or something. Because if you see, it's hard to tell, but he has like a beard, right? And then like his neck is under the beard. We only saw like a very blurry version of that. So what I saw was his beard was like the mouth, and then his neck was like this extremely pointed chin thing, like he was fucking Mega Chin from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh no, I can kind of see it.
And so I was like, oh God, that's disgusting. And then they finally released it in HD, and I was like, oh, that was his beard, not his mouth. So I don't know though, because Kanan isn't white.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing is that Kanan is not a white man, and Freddie Prinze Jr. looks not even remotely close to the character. But it's not horrible. It's kind of like a
it says its purpose.
They were like, hey, we took the guy who voiced him and like photoshopped him as the character for this little Easter egg of a thing, and I'm like, it's fine, but like obviously if they brought him into live action, I want somebody who is not a white man and who looks somewhat like the character, or at least embodies the character. So I mean, I guess
this is like a neutral, like C tier.
I was gonna say put it right in the middle.
Yeah, because it's like we can't judge it off of like a performance. We can't even judge it off of something like Tera Sinube, where you get an actual good look at this guy. Like, this is literally meant to be a very pixelated thing. Like, if they never release this HD version of it, we never even know. I'd still think that Sabine crudely drew him. So
with a giant mouth and chin. So this next one is Ahsoka Tano again. However, it's her Clone Wars, I guess seasons 1 through 5, 1 through 3. It's kind of, and here's where it gets a little bit funky because they went with her Tales of the Jedi updated outfit. So yeah, I guess it's Clone Wars seasons 1 through 3. And I like, it's tough because I like the way she looks a lot. I hate that she doesn't reverse grip her lightsaber because Ahsoka was very obnoxiously reverse gripping. Like, she looked fucking weird, especially with her one lightsaber, especially in those first few seasons of the Clone Wars. I hate the headpiece because it looks like it was made out of foam. Right. And the characterization, if we were ever going to get snarky Ahsoka, it should have been this one. And I get that it's like in the show, it's supposed to be older Ahsoka, like mentally as the character, like in this vision.
Yeah. Like, she's playing Rosario's Ahsoka, who is playing Ashley Eckstein's Ahsoka. Like, it's a whole thing.
Is she really though?
She's trying. That is her attempt. Whether she is doing it good or not is a whole different conversation. But the attempt is to be Ashley Eckstein's animated Ahsoka in live action. That's their intent.
Well, do you want to tell me your thoughts, or do you want to know where I want to put it?
I mean, I don't know where to put it. I feel so complicated with her. What's her name again, who plays the character?
Ariana Greenblatt.
Ariana Greenblatt. She's a fantastic actress. I don't know if she was the right choice for Ahsoka. Might be a hot take. I know people really like seeing a younger Ahsoka because it highlights the fact that Ahsoka was a child soldier, and in the animated show she looks a little older. But do you not think that she looks extremely young in the show? Like, a little too young? Because there was, like, rumors of another actress. There was an actress from the House of the Dragon show that was rumored to play Ahsoka. I don't know her name. Maybe you do. Her name's House of the Dragon fan. It don't matter. We'll put it into the editing.
there was multiple actresses that were supposed to play her, but you're right.
Like, I didn't want an adult. Like, I don't think Zendaya should have been playing her. Like, I know that's a popular fan cast.
That's just because she's well known.
Yeah, but like, I don't think, like, I'm sorry, but Ariana looked like a 12-year-old, and then especially once you're getting into, well, we'll talk about Siege of Mandalore Ahsoka later, but I don't know, and then at the same time too, you already have to take into account that they have to make this not only look like Clone Wars Ahsoka, but it has to fall in line with the horrible design decisions they've made for live action Ahsoka. So like, her Leku, her Montrals never even stood a chance. And in fact, it's fucking hilarious because if we're following the animation logic of the Leku, she should practically be bald in these flashbacks. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, and to me, I think she's better than Rosario, but I don't really see her being higher than like C tier.
I was thinking B because I like the outfit a lot.
The outfit was good, and like you said, they took her out of the bando. Well, I guess Tales of the Jedi technically did that first, but it's a good retcon for sure. I don't hate B.
I think B. Now, and you'll see why when we get down the line.
Okay. Yeah, we'll save that for later. Make sure to keep watching. And subscribe as well if you're not already. Chopper, again, it's a droid. Like, they literally... There's not much you can go wrong with. Just put the droid into live action. They started in Rogue One. There's a whole story about it where they actually... Because on the Star Wars... Did you ever watch the Star Wars show back in the day?
No, I was too busy binge drinking and clubbing in my early 20s.
Well, I was busy being a 14-year-old that was obsessed with making facts on Instagram and took up all the behind-the-scenes stuff I could. The Star Wars show, for those that don't know, it's like a news show. They did it every week to tell you this is what's going on with Star Wars. There were skits. There's really charismatic hosts.
It's literally what they do is like the shorts now, like This Week in Star
Yep.
Wars or whatever they call it.
But it was like a whole production. Like they had a set. They had a new interview every week. It was a really good show. And one of their reoccurring segments was Chopper, because they had a chopper that would go around the Lucasfilm set. And it's not the most technologically advanced thing. It's like pretty much just a puppet. But they put that into Rogue One. You can see him in the background on Yavin 4, which is really cool. And then obviously when they went to make Ahsoka, they made an actual like droid that you can put up close on camera that looks like an actual droid. So yeah, long story short, S tier, and I kind of have a little bit of an emotional attachment to live action Chopper. So
Which is hilarious because live action Chopper is so not as exciting as Rebels Chopper when it comes to
True.
the way he is portrayed. However, we did see some concept art of
was about
him
to
with
say.
a giant blaster for Ahsoka season 2.
Oh, we need to emphasize it wasn't just like, if you're imagining this picture, it's not just a blaster. Imagine Chopper holding like a fucking AK-47. That is the vibe that they had going in that concept art. So I'm very excited for that.
I like Chopper, and I'm glad that they went and built like a full model of him. My favorite thing about live action Chopper is when his head goes back and forth like that, like how it actually does in animation. And even my stepdad was like, "That droid's kind of weird. It's
Right.
not like R2-D2," and I was like, "It's actually a C series, and that's why it's completely different." And I got into the way technical bullshit about it.
I
Yeah.
like Chopper too. And this is not really about the translation or anything, but you can understand his dialogue if you like pay attention.
Yeah, it's a lot more understandable.
Because Dave Filoni records the dialogue. He's the voice of Chopper, and then they muffle it, but you can literally see, like, I'm pretty sure there's moments where he literally cusses.
Well, now that Dave Filoni is a live action actor, because he's Trapper Wolf, he was like, "Oh, let me act now. I'm an actor now, so I'm gonna do real lines."
I know, and now he's the fucking villain of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So, in multiple ways, both on screen and behind. Well, this next one is a character that I don't think anybody cares about. Senator Xiono, Kaz's dad from Resistance.
Shout out Resistance fans. They might care about him.
Well, they probably definitely didn't care for this adaptation. These two characters don't look alike at all.
No, they gave him a glow up.
Yeah, there's like nothing resembling him, to the point where it almost feels like it was after the fact that they were like, oh, I guess we can make a little connection there after they've already casted him, after they already designed the costume, the hair. Like, okay, I guess.
This is funny because I like the way this Senator Xiono looks a lot better than the like.
I mean, it's better for sure, but in terms
like
of
I said,
translation,
he has a glow up. Yeah, they don't look. Honestly, Senator Xiono in Resistance looks like an old fat white Imperial officer, which kind of makes sense with the characterization we had of him in the Ahsoka series.
Exactly.
But this guy's a little more posh.
Yeah, and also, fuck how he treated Hera.
Yeah, he was nasty to Hera.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say F tier because I don't even care about the character enough to put him in F tier.
Yeah, I guess just put him behind Ahsoka. He's whatever.
Yeah, D tier. All right.
So here's a fan favorite, though, Captain Rex. And famously, you can see me on YouTube crying when he pops up in the Siege of Mandalore and says, come on, let's go.
Right.
I don't know why. It really hit me in the feels. We mentioned Cobalt earlier, and both them and all the other people that are really into the clone armor, I've seen them tear apart this live action Rex.
Yeah.
Talking about how inaccurate it is. It doesn't really bother me, to be completely honest. I think it's fine. It conveys Rex to me. And so I'm cool with it.
I mean, like, in terms of that, like, yes, he conveys the character, so I don't think he's, like, F tier, D tier even, but I don't think he's any higher than that. I'd honestly put him in D tier. It's not like
D?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like I, am a super big Rex fan where I know all the armor inconsistencies, but like his elbow pieces are on backwards. This
Okay,
isn't even
yeah,
a matter of, but that's not even a matter of the costume people. That's a matter of them not caring enough to even put on the costume properly. The person that put on that costume didn't even care enough to follow the fucking logic of the person that actually designed live action Captain Rex. To have whole pieces on backwards, it's ridiculous. There's also some very muddy things behind the scenes for why they didn't really do good with that entire sequence, but especially a lot of the armor. It's because it was done in a very short amount of time. That's basically the story there. I don't want to get into it, but that's basically the story. They had like a week to record that entire sequence.
Well, it definitely looked like it by the amount of smoke that was in the scenes. Honestly, I kind of think it's similar to Kanan, where like, is there really much to it? Is there much to go off of?
A 2-second scene.
He pops up on the screen and be like, "Hey, there's Rex," and then he's basically gone.
Yeah, like I'm sure if they brought him back for a bigger role, like they're gonna update the costume and stuff. But yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't think D tier, because you're right.
That's why I
it
just
gets
said
the point
C.
across.
It's just like, yep, there's Rex, cool, but like he's not giving us a monologue or something to the troops. You know what I mean?
True.
And if we see Rex in live action, I just want to see Old Man Rex played by Tamora Morrison.
I know. And Tamora Morrison wants to play him so bad. He's practically begging at this point. So what the fuck is going on? But oh well.
Okay. You remember this character's name?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Do you?
Yeah, Jai Kel.
Okay. Well, you weren't supposed I wanted to show you that I knew.
Oh shit, my bad.
So, this next character is Jai Kel. I don't think anybody really knows who he is besides me, a huge Star Wars Rebels fan. This is another one where they clearly casted the character, they clearly made a costume, they clearly wrote a whole scene where he was next to Ryder Azadi, and then they're like, oh, we can make him Jai Kel. He looks nothing like him at all. Completely different ethnicity, completely different everything. Different hair. The costume doesn't even fall in line. I'm almost like, I don't think that character would have like any authority over Lothal. Like,
oh my God.
any sort of authoritative position.
You know what it was giving, that scene?
What?
It was giving Daddy Ryder Azadi and his twink. That's what they were giving.
True.
Twink and Daddy. But like not in a cool way, like not in a fun way. It was just like, yeah, you're right. Who is that guy? And it's just like
Party City costume kind of way too.
No, I don't think the costume looks bad. It just has nothing to do with the character really at all.
I don't think the costumes look bad. This goes for all of Ahsoka. They don't look bad. You know what the issue is? They're not worn. They're not weathered.
Yeah.
They look like they just came out the packaging. Like that like I look at those costumes and that's why I feel like it's such a Party City vibe, because it's brand new out the packaging. You know what I mean?
They got this out of the same closet as Bo-Katan's Mando Season 2 wig.
Exactly. The same middle school theater department closet. So I don't know. It's like it's another thing where it's like I don't really care about that character enough to feel like offended or anything.
I mean, it's the same as Senator Xiono. Senator Kel, Senator Xiono, D tier.
D tier. Very true.
Because it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Very
not
true.
even close.
Yeah. Well, why don't you talk about the brute to match the twink?
So here we have, I guess he's still Governor, Ryder Azadi, Governor of Lothal, and played by his voice actor Clancy Brown, who, fun fact, also voices Savage Opress, which I never put together until recently, and it was only because somebody had it spelled out on a post or something. Like it never clicked in my head that they were the same voice, but when you watch now, tons of people.
He's that one. I don't know the
and
species
Mando.
name. Yeah,
the devil.
The species name? Yeah, the devil guy. We see the species in A New Hope. That's that. Yeah,
Deveronian
fans. Oh,
I think it's Deveronians.
Okay. Well, hopefully I'll fact check you. And
please do. And then put text on the screen when it's wrong.
You know who else he voiced? Not a Star Wars character, but he's Mr. Krabs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Range.
Yeah, he's a great voice actor. So yeah, it was cool to see him in the role, but
He
he
looks
don't look
nothing
like
like,
him.
not at all. They didn't even try with the beard
The
because
beard,
Ryder
like,
Azadi has a really like long but then like flared beard, and you could have did
hmm
something like that in live action. I feel like he has chops and then like a
hmm
goatee.
he looks the way that I thought that Kanan looked in that picture with the giant mega chin and Rebels. And then here we are. It's just a normal guy. He's also way older than I think Ryder is meant to be. Like, I know Ryder's meant to be white, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's meant to be like. I think he's just somebody that grew out white hair early. He never cared to dye it. He never cared to shave it. He just was in his 40s being like, all right, we got white hair. Kind of like James Gunn.
Well, Ryder Azadi, I think, I almost want to say it's like kind of the same as Ahsoka Clone Wars live action, where it's like it's fine. He is the
Yeah.
character. He's not egregious. He does
Right.
more than just show up.
Yeah, and
And
if they're gonna cast somebody that doesn't look like the character, I'd rather them cast the person that voiced the character before than someone who didn't and then also doesn't look like him at all. You know what I mean?
yeah, because then you'd end up in D tier like Senator Xiono
Mm-hmm.
and Senator Kel.
Yeah. I think B tier makes sense. I'd even C tier. I feel like it's like the negatives, the positives, it just kind of levels out.
It only wins for me because it's the actor.
Yeah. I guess. All right, B tier.
This next one's going to be a fun conversation.
It is, because this whole time, how I've been saying, they seem to have casted a character, designed a character, and then after the fact realized they could connect it. That is actually what happened with Saw Gerrera. That's 100% confirmed fact that Forrest Whitaker was not cast to play that twink from from the Clone Wars.
And he's hot in the Clone Wars. Saw Gerrera in the Clone Wars with them teal eyes and like the braids. He's
Yeah.
hot.
They've had to do a lot of creative polling, creative liberty to connect these two characters into one. And I'm
yes.
still not even convinced.
No, not at all.
But at the same time, it's like, would I want anybody else playing Saw Gerrera? No.
well,
I
that's
like
the
this
thing.
version of Saw a lot
Forrest
more.
Whitaker,
animation.
Forrest Whitaker has become Saw Gerrera.
Exactly.
The Saw Gerrera in the Clone Wars, like he has gone past that. Saw Gerrera's had the time to develop and to become more of a character, and he wasn't a huge character to begin with. I mean, we get the Onderon arc, and now we've had him in like the Bad Batch, but we've gotten Saw first in Rogue One, and now in Andor season 1 and 2, and he's just become so much more than what that character was in the Clone Wars. But also, they've gone like back and forth with the retcons. They like retconned it to live action, but then they've kind of retconned the live action Saw into the animated Saw.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest part for me though is I'm cool with like the Clone Wars animation that looks nothing like Forrest Whitaker, but the Rebels Forrest Whitaker Saw, especially with those like light green eyes where it's supposed to be in between like teal and like natural green eyes, it just
Right.
looks really weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like Saw.
Yeah.
He's a different case.
That,
I don't know if there's a
exactly,
tier to put him in.
I think that, and this might sound inconsistent, this might sound like we don't really give a fuck, but I think that we can put him higher simply because of his aura, simply because he's proven that he's evolved and become something more. Whereas like a lot of these characters, the differences don't make them better, they make them worse. They seem like shells of these characters. But like you said, Saw, he wasn't even a big character to begin with.
He's eclipsed. Live action Saw has eclipsed animated Saw. That was the word I was trying to get the whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to necessarily put him in S tier because it is completely different.
Yeah.
But A tier?
Yeah.
A tier. For sure.
A tier, yeah. Like, he doesn't look like the character, but I feel like, and we've been doing this entire tier list. There's different things that we can take into account that uplift a character more than others, you know?
Well, it's our tier list in our podcast.
Bo-Katan's wig. Exactly.
We just ignore that and pretend it didn't happen because the slay of the season 3 wig, like it's eclipsed the season 2 wig.
Yes. And Quantic Dream is not involved.
Thank God.
Well, this next one hasn't actually appeared in a show, a movie, or anything, but he's an animatronic at Disneyland, Disney World at Galaxy's Edge. Hondo Ohnaka. Oh, I love Hondo. I love the character so much. I love the way he toys with redemption sometimes and then walks it back. I love it. I love a little character that you don't know where the fuck they lie in that moment. It's brilliant. But that's got nothing to do with his look. I mean, they have Jim Cummings still voicing him. He looks like Hondo. Is it not S tier? Like, I once again, I think this character benefits from not having, you know, a bunch of
a person.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any appearances or anything.
Which is interesting because I'm like, other alien characters are done so well. Like, think of Vane.
Yeah.
I think he has done so well with the prosthetics that they have done for that character, and it may be because of what they have to do with those prosthetics. I don't know if like a Hondo could look good with the live action person in prosthetics. Maybe, but
I think they could. I mean, I don't think the animatronic like doesn't. I think someone could play. In fact, they have had an actual person play Hondo in some of the like recordings, like, you know, when there's like a little recording like, oh, we're gonna pilot the Falcon. That's an actual person, so it works. It's possible, and it looks exactly like the animatronic.
I'm gonna be completely honest, though. I don't love the animatronic.
Really? Like, just the way he moves, like, you feel unnatural? Or
no,
I
don't like the way he looks. It's giving like Hondo as Jimmy Buffett.
Oh,
it's giving me like
he's a little older because you have to remember it's sequel trilogy Hondo.
I know.
Like 30 years after the Clone Wars Hondo. Like, not 10 years. It's 30 years.
It's fine. I just don't love it. I feel like
that makes sense.
They do this. They're doing this weird thing with some aliens where they make their skin a little more pale as they age up, and also because the things are brighter in animation. But he just looks oddly pale to me. I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever. I would say A or B.
A or B. Okay. I think A. I personally would have put him in S tier, so I think that's a good compromise.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be an easy one. I won't have to question.
This one. Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera.
F tier.
Yeah.
It's not.
I don't think she really embodies the character, and unfortunately, hopefully it's better in season 2. With Rosario, her design's gotten better over time. I hope Hera's design gets better, but it's like pretty bad to start with.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the flaws. The makeup looks very flat. It looks like just a woman that was painted green.
In face paint.
Yeah.
With horrible blush.
Yeah.
Horrible blush.
Weird makeup. Like, it's horrible. We've had our makeup artist friend, Crystal Kyber, explain this to us 100 times. Like, it's not good at all. I don't like the costume either, really. The Leku are horrible. There's so many scenes where you just see them like a little spring in the back.
Like wiggling and shit. Yeah, and you mentioning Party City costumes before. Hera's in a Party City costume.
Yes. I also don't like, I mean, I guess there's only so much you could do, but I don't like that you can tell that they wanted to save money on the green face paint, so they covered her entire body in clothing. She's wearing gloves, she's wearing high boots, she's wearing, like, they have her entire body covered. Like, even her fucking neck. There's no chest, no nothing. And that's not a horrible thing, but it's just one of those things where you can tell, like, oh, okay, I see you were trying to cut a corner there with some budget.
Well, you know what's funny then? They should have spent more time on her makeup on her skin that we should see if they were only going to show some of it. And at this point, everybody's seen Wicked. Every time I look at Elphaba, like
She
Cynthia
looks way
Erivo's
better.
makeup has dimension in it, and she has like tones that fit her skin. Like if you're gonna give her a highlight, make it more yellowy. Don't make it fucking pink. Like
The one I
pink
think
is more
of is-
flesh toned, and
Right.
green skin. If that's her flesh, then she needs to have something that is more of a highlight to her tone of skin.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it at all. I F tier. We already said that. Yeah. Hopefully it just continues to get better. The thing is, I learned this from James Gunn, second time I mentioned him. When he did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, there was Gamora, who is green. She's a darker green,
yeah.
but she looks really good. But Drax, another character, he's the one that's played by Dave Bautista, the big one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's supposed to be green. His comic character is green, but they made him gray because green is really hard to pull off and make it look realistic. Like, you just have to put so much into it. Which brings me to the question, which I'm surprised I haven't said this yet. If there's things holding back the character from at least being somewhat like the animated counterpart, why are we putting them in live action? It's my biggest thing with Ahsoka. If there's all these obstacles in the way where you can't have her like this, you can't have a backwards grip because it's unrealistic, then why is that character in live action? Why did that character not stay in animation where they were already thriving, where they were already perfect? It's just something that irks me so bad.
Ooh, and the last thing I'm going to say about Hera is we already saw one good live action interpretation in Squadrons.
We did. And it's completely different.
It's
Completely different
nothing like
characters.
that Party City Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. Well, I think we can move on from her. Let's talk about her son. Her terrifying child that was in Star Wars Rebels. When we saw that kid, I was like, oh, God. How are they
You know
even...
who it looked like? You
Who?
know what he looked like in Rebels?
Who?
Those little people in like Super Smash. The little like I don't know what they're called, but the little like people.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'll definitely put up a picture of what you're talking about.
I don't know
But
what they're called, but that's what
just-
he looked like. It was I
It
was
an
like,
abomination in
come
animation.
on. And the weirdest part was we've seen Cut LaQuane's kids,
Yeah. Exactly.
and they didn't look like that.
They obviously knew that. Well, actually, no, they didn't know that. I was gonna say they obviously knew that they were gonna have them in live action, but from what we know about behind the scenes, that's not the case. Rebels was supposed to be continued in an animated show. It was not supposed to be live action. So I don't know what the choice was to make him human, but in terms of the live action translation, they had to work with what they had. I think they did a really good job in not making this kid look like a fucking freak accident. Like, he looks way better in live action. He has his actual character. I really like his character. I'm excited for the future of that character. I'm
Me too.
Thinking you. Oh, okay, good. For a second, your face looked like you did not agree with a single word I was saying.
No, because I was thinking of the potential for the character because Jacen Syndulla has so much potential, and it's a situation where it's a character who didn't get much in animation, so they can kind of go anywhere with him in live action. And while we got more with Saw, I think it could be a situation like Saw Gerrera, where like live action Jacen Syndulla, there's just so much that could happen. And like seeing, like watching Skeleton Crew and how much we love the dynamics of the kids in that show, and thinking about this kid and what he could do, even with just a little hint of force sensitivity we've gotten just in the Ahsoka series. There's so much cool stuff that they can do with Jacen. And on top of that, he does not look like a little white child.
Yeah.
He actually has like a darker skin tone, which matches Kanan's skin tone.
Yeah. No, they
in
actually got
Rebels.
an actual Mexican actor to play him. Like,
Oh, I didn't know
they
he was Hispanic.
Yeah, they actually highlighted that. Like, they actually showed that, yeah, Kanan was indeed Mexican because his kid is Mexican. It didn't come from Hera. So, another thing that I don't like, though, is that they did not commit to the green in his ears. They just they made his hair long enough to cover his ears. I'm like, come on. You, Dave Filoni, you made the absurd decision to make him have half green ears in Star Wars Rebels. Don't pussy out and cover his ears up in live action.
Okay. You know what I like about that, though?
What?
I like the fact that they didn't necessarily commit to a certain look, because what I honestly would like is if he had a full head of hair and also had Leku.
Really?
I
Do you
think that
it's
would
a possibility that he could grow Leku?
I think so. Why not?
Maybe that's why he has that long hair. Like if you shave it, you just see a little.
I know. I'm almost wondering if he is like if they'd be maybe like a little bit smaller, or if they would just take longer to form.
Right.
But I think that would be really fun. I feel like we've seen in maybe a comic or something like a Twi'lek with like scruffy hair or something on top, and I think that could look really cool if done well. In my head, it works.
Well, like with Cut LaQuane's kids, when we see them in Bad Batch, they look more like Twi'leks, almost like as if when they got older, they start to like their Twi'lek side starts to show.
They're
more.
like those Animorph books where the human morphs into the animal.
No. Those used to terrify me. I'd be at the book fair, be like, "Get that shit away from me."
And I was reading all the Star Wars encyclopedias.
I was reading Origami Yoda. I don't know if you ever saw that book, but
No.
I loved that book. Where to put Jacen though? I don't know, because it's like another case where kind of like with Saw, where it was like, does he look like the character 100%? No, but they've made changes. They've turned him into an actual character that it's like you can't even really be mad at it.
I kind of want to put him in A tier. Is that bad?
No, I think that works. Like Jacen wasn't even a fucking character in Rebels. He was a stand-in.
You know what? Do we want to go with our logic and put him in like B tier? Or should we just put him in A because we just like the live action design so much?
I think we should be put him in A. I think we should be assholes and be like, well, we like his vibes, so.
Yeah, his vibes are really cool, and we think we would like get along really well, so.
Perfect. Well, wow, we had all these Ahsoka characters in a row, it looks like, and we're going to continue having them. That's because the premise of that show is bringing characters from animation into live action. But
for better or for worse.
Sabine. So I almost feel like I forgot how I felt about her until now when I'm looking at this picture. Okay. I remember not liking this. I remember when they first announced Natasha, I was like, is that really the best choice? To me, it was like, they were like, and I don't know if like as a white person, like I even have the jurisdiction to say that, but it was almost like they were like, well, she's Asian and Sabine is Asian, so let's make it happen. Even though, in my opinion, they're very clearly two different types of Asians. Like, Sabine's skin is much darker than Natasha's, so that's one thing. Add into the fact that the Party City costume bullshit, oh my god, the wigs that she had to wear in that show, even the long-haired one.
The long-haired one was crunchy looking. That needed some moisture.
She needed some, conditioner or something. But I get it, she can't put that much conditioner in because she has that bright hair dye, It's going to just all wash out.
That's a lie, because you shouldn't be shampooing it a ton. So she could use plenty of conditioner. So me and Sabine, I actually like her costume.
Really?
I actually do like her costume, and I know it's completely different than all the other live action Mandalorians, but I do like her costume. I don't think with the skin tone issue that you brought up, Amon Esfandi is darker than Ezra, and we have no problem with that. I like Natasha as Sabine.
But there's there's a difference. Like Sabine in animation was meant to be like Southeast Asian, like almost Indian type. Like that is what behind the scenes, that's what they intended for the character.
Okay, so that makes sense as to why people were like saying the voice actress, what is her name, Tia Sakar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That they really wanted her to play her in live action, and I'm sure she would have did a great job. I like Natasha as Sabine. I think she does a good job. My issue is the hair. The hair's horrible. And as crunchy and dry as the long hair looks, the short hair is horrible. It's worse, I think. I think they should have just said, Natasha, girl, we're cutting your hair and we're dyeing it purple.
Yeah. I know. What happened to actors and actresses that shave their fucking head?
Yeah, shout out Natalie Portman, V for Vendetta, going to like the Revenge of the Sith premiere with a shaved ass head.
The one I think about, how many times am I going to bring up Guardians of the Galaxy today? The actress for Nebula, Careth Gillen, she shaved her head. And mind you, they put makeup and everything over her head. She didn't have to do that, but she was so committed to the role, especially because like the character, like her whole thing is like having body modifications that she didn't want. So I'm sure it like put her more into character or whatever. But I'm like, why couldn't Natasha cut her hair? You were just cast into Star Wars. What are you protecting the hair for? It'll grow back.
Imagine her actually cutting her hair, like starting those scenes with the long hair like she does in the show, but actually cutting the hair. I almost feel like that would help her get more into the character if we want to think about it in like a method acting kind of way, like severing the ties and moving forward. Well, we've already kind of discussed how we both feel separately. Now the question is, where are we going to put her? Because I feel like you're going to say D, and I don't agree with that.
You're 100% right. D tier is exactly what I think. I don't know, like, her costume looks very cheap, and not like just in the sense of like the entire show looked cheap. Like her costume looks homemade, and I never got that vibe from Rebels.
Her armor does look less, almost less. I don't want to say thick. Like almost it doesn't look
less
as
in general. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't look as protective.
Cover her body as much. Like
it doesn't look as protective as like Bo-Katan's. Like just even looking at them on this list, Bo-Katan looks like she could kill you, and Sabine looks like she's just be like
paintball.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like she just. Or like honestly though, if I was playing paintball, I would much rather be in Bo-Katan's outfit because that shit hurts.
Yeah, 100%. Well, where would you, if this was your tier list, like take my opinion out of it, where would you put Sabine?
Maybe B. So I guess we could put her in C.
Yeah, I mean that's 50-50. So not B, C. Sabine's going in C.
Oh God, does this mean I have to introduce the next one?
I mean, shit. I think so. I lost track of who's introducing who. So you go right ahead.
Well, as much as I like Clone Wars season 1 through 3 live action Ahsoka, I hate Siege of Mandalore Ahsoka in live action because
I thought you were saying those animation. I was like, whoa, hot take.
No. I hate the Leku because of the way they like curl out. I don't know whose choice that was, but it looks dumb as fuck. You want to talk about Party City? This isn't even Party City. Her armored dress looks like it's one of those like children's nightgowns that's supposed to look like superhero armor. Like
True. But it's the only costume in Ahsoka. When I noticed this, I couldn't unnotice it. It's the only one that is weathered. It's the only one that looks worn. Like there's dirt and stuff on it. It looks like it for me it doesn't have that same Party City cheap look. But like you said, it almost like it does feel like a dress up. And then you take into account like the headband and shit. Like it
oh my God.
Really it does not look like it came from a $100 million show.
No, not at all. I mean, the cosplays are like leagues better than this.
Yeah.
And they don't have the budget that Disney has, and this is what they came up with. Like I said, I actually like the other Ariana Greenblatt Ahsoka. Hate this one. For me, I'm going to be nasty and I'm going to say F tier.
F tier? I don't know if I could go that far, but I was thinking D tier, to be honest. F tier, because if for me, I don't really separate the two, like season 1 through 3 and then season 7 in terms of live action. I don't separate Ariana Greenblatt's performances in my mind. So like if her first performance is in B, then I feel like it really can't be any lower than like D tier.
You know what? We can put it in D because I think she actually had some good lightsaber choreography when she did Siege of Mandalore. And I was like, wow, she clearly lost it as an adult.
True. And I will never get over, this is the Siege of Mandalore. This is the Clone Wars. Like, oh my God. And now she's going to say, this is heroes on both sides. Like, come on.
Is that what this is about?
The dialogue's so bad, but I guess that's not what we're talking about.
Not in this video.
This next character, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like he slips through the cracks. Like, people don't talk about him for some reason in terms of like the conversation of bad live action translations. I don't like live action Thrawn.
You want to talk about wearing an outfit, like making it look worn, and they tried with this.
They tried,
but tried
they put, like,
very
a little hole right here.
very minimally. And honestly, the hole was probably from a cigarette Lars was smoking on break.
They were like, well, I guess it works. The face paint, like, it's very similar to Hera's to me, where it's like it just doesn't look real. They put like these weird like pink around his eyes, like he almost looks like he got pink eye. It's bad. And Go ahead. I'm talking too much. You go ahead.
I am very happy that they committed to CGing his eyes. Yeah. Because that was one of the biggest things I was worried about. And that was another thing. I want to say they hadn't finished CG on his eyes when they released, maybe it was its Celebration footage that they hadn't like finished it yet. Either way.
Like cell phone footage. Like, it was no real way to tell, you know?
That's true. You're right. So I'm so glad that they had that. And I love that it's Lars Mikkelsen because honestly, he's the only person that's like portrayed Thrawn.
True.
Because Thrawn before this was just in books and I guess some comics, but like he is the only person to portray the character. And I love that he was able to come back because he's like a super A-list celebrity, or not celebrity, but like
at least
actor.
In Denmark, yeah.
And he's done tons of acting. And so to get him to sign on to this quirky Star Wars project, I'm surprised they got him to come back, but I'm thankful. However, the outfit is rough. The face paint is rough. I almost think if he was an older and had natural like hollowing to his face, he would look just as flat as Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think only because he's older that it works a tiny bit more. What's egregious is the wig. He's got a horrible wig too. The Ahsoka series clearly had no budget for wigs.
At all. Disney as a company, for some reason, has like really, really bad wigs. I don't understand what that's about.
They need to hire drag artists to come lay these fucking wigs down.
Especially
or just
for these
buy them.
Alien characters, yes.
Or at least just buy the wigs from like professional wig makers. And I'm not talking like Broadway. I'm talking about like some little twink who lives in Utah that makes wigs for all the Drag Race girls. Like, I
can't. Yeah, like it almost feels like they're not even committed to making it look real.
No.
I still feel conflicted about Lars, and I think I need to see what he looks like when they actually put effort into his makeup and costume and things like that, because I do think he looks a little old. I don't know how old Thrawn's supposed to be. I don't think he's supposed to be like any younger than 40.
Well,
but like he looks rough.
And the problem is, I hate to be this person, but we just have to say it. They didn't make Lars do anything to get in any kind of shape to play the character. And that's the unfortunate part, because do I think like you need to go work out? I mean, then again, they did make Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher.
Like, that's another episode where we could talk about the horrible things they did to Carrie Fisher during the sequel trilogy, but that's a whole different episode. So like I wouldn't necessarily like that, like you said, it's a complicated thing. I don't want them to go be like, Lars Mikkelsen, you are an older man,
to lose
go get in
50
that gym
pounds,
6
please.
days a week. Yeah, like I don't
love
that, but like like he still he has to play a character. Like it's the Star Wars is bigger than Lars Mikkelsen. It's like again, if he can't look like the character, then why is he playing him?
No, but here's the thing: Thrawn can be done really well in live action. This just wasn't the best interpretation, I think. And on top of that,
the voice, like I'd much rather him have the voice than the look. Like I wouldn't want them to get like, Benicio del Toro or something. Like even though
or fucking Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God! I remember when people were fan casting Robert Downey Jr.
Oh
Jr.
Oh God. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where like I feel like I made it sound like I was not a fan of like Lars Mikkelsen's performance or anything like that. Like I said, I would much rather him have the voice, the mannerisms. Like he feels like Thrawn in those moments. The only thing that like really holds him back, I think, is the writing, because he's meant to be like this super elaborate smart villain, but your super elaborate smart villain can only be as smart and elaborate as your writer, and when your only writer is Dave Filoni, good luck. Yeah. But like
oh my god, imagine Lars Mikkelsen with like as Thrawn with an Andor style monologue.
Oh my god.
Oh,
he could do it too. He's such a well-trained actor. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, do we want to put him in B?
I think that makes sense. Cuz like I feel like with Ahsoka season 2, we've kind of talked about already. We know they're upgrading everything basically except the writing. So there's like a chance that a really high chance that he's going to look really good in Ahsoka season 2, especially now that he'll be like implemented into the galaxy. Like they don't have to make him look rough. They don't have to do this. They don't have no excuses.
He can go get his suit pressed.
Exactly.
On a Star Destroyer that hasn't been kintsugi'd together, and on top of that, maybe they'll pluck his hairline so it doesn't look like just a harsh like.
True. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see him go up against Admiral Akbar, though. That's probably one of my most excited things from the Ahsoka panel, was just hearing that little tidbit. Like maybe we'll actually see a good space battle with these tacticians. There's a lot to look forward to. I just hope that, like you said, they do actually upgrade everything.
Yeah, 100%. And please, like the writing, like just bring in Timothy Zahn or something to help you. Like there's just moments where they just make him seem really dumb. Like when he's like, "This is Master General Anakin Skywalker's Padawan." Or like I was like, what the fuck are you, Thrawn? Like, there's a whole book where you worked with Anakin Skywalker, and he talked about his Padawan. Matter of fact, Timothy Zahn originally pitched the book with Ahsoka Tano in it, and Dave Filoni told him no. But that's besides the point.
Maybe they still got bad blood.
I guess so. Well, Morai in Ahsoka. I'm hoping you have something to say of importance here, because I don't. It's just an owl.
That's what I don't like about it.
Oh, really? I guess
it's
that
a
makes
white
sense,
owl that they put some green hues on.
True, because like when you look at Rebels, it doesn't look like an owl. Like it looks like an owl, but it's like
it's like a fat
stylized owl, but not even in the sense of like the animation is stylized. Like I think the character itself, the design itself is meant to be stylized. Like when they put there's plenty of examples of like real life animals that become aliens in Star Wars. They always do something to change it. Like there's literal chickens on Endor, but at least they changed the head of the chickens, so it doesn't look like it's just a chicken.
Morai may be CGI.
Definitely, there's no way.
But like if Morai's gonna be CGI, then make a cool design, even if it's not like a 1-for-1. On top of that, like this is like a snow owl, which is a lot more slender and sleek. Morai is like thick and fluffy looking. I want like a fucking
a Kirby type thing.
not necessarily like Kirby. I like where your head's at.
Or not Kirby. I'm sorry, Furby.
Oh my god, that'd be terrifying.
But like I think that's like what the animation is like meant to embody more, is like a Furby, you know.
And
like
there's an in between. And there's an in between between Furby and this little snow owl, but we got to do something better. Morai in live action, to me, D, because she's just like the Senators. It ain't nothing like it's supposed to be. They just got a random owl.
Right. 100%.
They just took some owl, like something somebody already crafted already and rendered, and they're like, put that in that scene, because Morai barely shows up too. It's a blink and you'll miss it. Like she is in the corner of the screen.
Yeah literally.
But maybe we'll get more Rye in Ahsoka season 2, and I kind of hope she's voiced by Ashley Eckstein if we hear Morai speak.
I wonder if we will. Because like, is Morai not just the sister?
The daughter,
whatever the fuck. I told you I'm a fake fan. But like, is that not the intention?
I think so. It's tough. I feel like Morai is a spirit guide and like an extension of the daughter. I don't know if she is exactly the daughter. Maybe Dave Filoni will explain it. Probably not.
To
but
take
it's
what you're
fine.
saying further, what if they have the daughter played by Ashley Eckstein in live action?
That's what I want. Like if they're gonna give her a part, make her the daughter.
Yeah,
Don't make her
then
fucking
it's like Ahsoka
Abeloth
lives
or
through
some
her.
shit.
Or like, because she lives through Ahsoka. Because like we know that her life force is given. That would be a cool way. But
that's what I've been waiting for. But like, I have a feeling they're not gonna do it.
I'm just shocked she didn't have a fucking cameo in season 1. Why was she not? She could have been like the pilot that got Ahsoka out of the water.
Yep, we talked about this. That would have been perfect.
But no, of course not. Well, we have 2 more characters left in this tier list. I do just want to say it's funny because I don't think we've ever had a tier list where there's something in each spot. I think we've always had something that was like a blank.
Yeah, no, you're right. And these last 2 are. That's a good word for it. Cad Bane, I feel like, is the more interesting one out of the 2 that I have more kind of back and forth with. Because with Cad Bane, does his face look exactly like it does in animation? No. Does he look like the Duros that we've seen in live action? Yes. Do I like that he's so light blue? Kind of like I was saying with Hondo. I don't like this older aliens get this less pigmented color. It's whatever. I am glad that we got Cad Bane as we got him because he translated pretty well.
Yeah.
And the voice worked. And it actually looked like it was coming out of the mouth of the person playing the character.
That's true.
But they didn't do anything with him. They brought him to kill him. So what the fuck was the point?
Yeah. And it's all based on like this deleted scene. Not even it's based off this deleted arc.
Unreleased. Yeah, exactly. That we've only been seen like shown pieces of at this point.
And never even officially released. We've only seen cell phone footage from Star Wars Celebration.
but it's also canon, which is the weird part.
It's
for
like
me,
pretty much indirectly referenced in Book of Boba Fett.
So you think they would have released the full arc because we've seen so much of the unfinished footage, but whatever. Give me your thoughts on this Cad Bane.
I mean, like, I know about, like, things like the mouth and things. Like, I remember when the show first released and, like, within 2 days, someone released, like, a CGI version. Not even a CGI version, like, basically just warping the already existing footage to make him look more accurate. It looked a lot better. And they made him, like, darker blue and things like that. So, I don't love that. I obviously don't love, you know, the story of him. But, like, he works as Cad Bane. Like, again, they brought the voice actor back. I feel like that's a theme here with, like, some of the better ones. Is like having the voice actor there helps a lot.
Even if the look isn't exact.
Right. Like, I think that if Cad Bane was brought in and had some really good writing, like, imagine this, like, take this Cad Bane, his look and everything, don't change anything about it, but put him into Andor. Like, I'd probably be willing to look past, like, a lot of the looks and be like, he's A tier. So, like,
well, he wouldn't be an Andor because he's an alien, but
yeah, and it also doesn't make sense timeline wise. But, like, just like, I don't know. I don't think he's like D or F tier. I almost feel like
I don't
C
either.
tier makes sense for him. I just feel very neutral.
I feel like he's similar to Thrawn, though he did have way less to do. But even then, Thrawn didn't do that much.
Yeah. There's things like I forgot something that brings him down for me.
Okay.
We've seen Duros in live action. We saw Duros in the first Star Wars movie. He does not look anything like a Duros.
I don't agree with that.
No,
I think
his whole like everything is off. The nose,
I mean,
like they gave him like basically a human version of a Duros nose.
And that's true. Put him in C tier. It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
He's fine. He left.
Yeah.
It's one of those teases, like we talked about Kanan, like we talked about Rex. It's a great tease, but like I'd rather see it done like well.
I just don't like in Star Wars when they have a character, like a species, right, that was never a main character, and then they make that species into a main character and then try to make him more human.
Oh,
I
like
feel
the Grand
they did that.
Inquisitor.
For some reason, I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but when they have a character speak basic, that should not be.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I thought of an example. Sorry. Zero the Hutt. Why are you talking like a person? An annoying one at that. That I want to slap the fuck out of.
And also a homosexual, but is dating size noodles. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Well,
she's a drag queen. It works.
Well, the last one. The fifth brother. Yeah, I think he's just as bad as the Grand Inquisitor, maybe a little bit better, but the actor they got for him, I'm like, why was that the choice? The makeup is like completely different. Like
the makeup is Hera makeup. They put on some like mint green face paint.
Right. But then like even like the lines on his face and everything, like it's not how he looks in Rebels.
No, not at all. He looks like
different. Like it's not. It's like they didn't even try.
Well, and not to forget that he has like gray eyes with like white pupils, and they just didn't even give him contacts, and they didn't CG it, and they make contacts like that. Like, oh my god, I hate the fifth brother. Honestly, all the Inquisitors in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, their armor's kind of cool, but other than that, the makeup's horrid.
I mean, even Reva, who's like a human, obviously, so she don't have to worry about makeup. Like the costume,
but they do have her in leggings.
Yeah, I was about like, why do they have her in fucking leggings? They didn't even. Why didn't they give Reva a helmet? That was my biggest question. Was like, all the other Inquisitors have these cool helmets, and there's concept art of Reva with helmets. Now it's the second sister's helmet.
I was gonna say it's literally Trilla, but
Trilla's the second sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at me. I know Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing a trend here. Is the flat bad makeup is basically all in F tier.
Yes. And then there's poor Anakin because my picky ass. But like, I think I'm being fair there. But yeah, this is interesting to look at after the fact.
It's really interesting because our S tier is the most random ass characters, and people are going to be in the comments being like, Tera Sinube, who the fuck is that?
I know.
I don't even know who that character is.
Poor Cobalt's going to be like, what? I would have never said you guys could use my tier list if I knew.
They're going to be like, yeah, I shouldn't have gave y'all access to this because this is all wrong. But that's the fun about tier lists, and that's why we love to do them, is because it's just fun to rank them. And I love seeing other people's rankings too, because it just prompts conversation, and we get to talk so much together, going back and forth, especially when we argue about stuff. But I feel like there wasn't much arguing this time.
Yeah, we were definitely more constructive this time. Like
maybe towards each other, but not towards these characters.
I know.
That was all criticism.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, though, I was expecting it to be a lot worse. Like, I expected a lot more in DNF. Like, just, to be fair, I didn't really think through before we got on here. Like, I didn't prepare. I wanted to just
Neither
hop
of us
on
did.
and do it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I maybe there's just some more redeeming qualities just talking about it more. I don't know, but we're talking a lot. People already clicked off by now, but if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. And Scotty, if there's nothing else, why don't you send us out of here?
To make sure you never miss our episodes, make sure to follow us on social media at WayseekersPod or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.